nowhere to be found in a little South American border town. But she's caught the eye of some douchey American. They've never met in real life, but he thinks that someday she'll be his wife. She doesn't want him. She's all...
Yeah, you know what? Fuck the opening song tonight. I'm so mad at Adrasdea right now. I'm opening with her, okay? God damn it. Welcome to the LolCow Ranch tonight, and I bumped Jimmy for Mary tonight. That's how mad I am. All right, we're going to go right to Mary's video, because I am fucking furious at Mary for this. People don't exist to earn money for the powerful. Mary, you're using this as another fucking excuse to fucking beg money off of people for your weed and your booze.
Okay, so I posted a 2-hour video with Betty White, and the majority of the comments are, get a job.
Yeah, you know why? Get a job. Because you shouldn't be doing this as your primary job. I have a job, Mary. Would you like to see my job? I'll take you on a tour of my job. If you'd like, Mary. I work customer service work at hell. Okay, Mary? So I actually have a job. Alright? Enough of this fucking begging crap.
No. No. That's hard for you to hear. I know, it is. But no. I will not just go get a job. Because I am not capable of handling a job at this moment in my life.
Excuses, excuses, Mary. Nothing but excuses from you. So, you know what? I'm fucking sick of this. No one should ever give you money, period. But this should be the video that they see from now on that gives them reason to not give you money. Because you are just a lazy fucking bum. God damn it. Hi, Maureen.
At this point, I'm barely capable of handling the people online who harass me. I could not handle the people in real life who are going crazy on minimum wage workers for no reason.
Mary, you know what the minimum wage is in California? Something like $12 an hour, I think. I want to check that just to make sure. But, minimum wage in California, I know they have one. Minimum wage California 2022. $15 an hour, Mary. You could be earning $15 an hour no matter what the fucking job is, because California has $15 an hour minimum wage. Okay? Colorado's what? Colorado is $12.56 an hour, Mary. So, it's not great, but $15 an hour is sure a hell of a lot better than $12.56 an hour. And for your money, you could sure as shit afford this. God damn it. Makes me so fucking mad. I watched this video on my lunch break today, and it just made me fucking furious. I didn't want to go on the live stream tonight. I was just like, I just wanted to take one night off, but Mary just pushed me with this one video.
When I am capable and able to work, I will attempt to work. But I will never look for a job simply because enough of you screamed at me to get a job.
Well, you know what, Mary? I'm gonna scream fucking louder then. Get a fucking job, you fucking bum!
I don't believe we were put on this earth just to work. I fully believe that humans should be allowed to live the same way that animals do.
She wants to live like the fucking grasshopper in the Aesop's fable about the ants and the grasshopper. The ants were all working together to build the colony up for the winter to make sure that everyone could survive. And the grasshopper's like, whatever, I'll just do some work tomorrow. It'll all balance out in the end. She's a fucking grasshopper in a field of fucking ants that are trying to survive as ants.
The land is free. We should be allowed to just exist. Find food, build homes, and just exist. But we can't because everything is owned by somebody else. I can't just wander off into the woods and find a patch of land that nobody owns and build myself a little cave out of mud.
Funny, I see that shit on primitive technology all the fucking time. That dude can make anything out of fucking mud and sticks. Your lazy ass excuse is you don't want to do anything.
And exist. But I should be allowed to do that because why shouldn't I? I didn't ask to be born here. I was placed here, and all I want to do is exist here. All I want to do is live. I don't even want to be around people. Like, the majority of the time, I don't leave my apartment because I don't like being around people because people are hateful.
I don't like being around people either. But you know what, Mary? I don't have to leave my apartment to work. I've got everything set up so I can work at home. Okay? And I get paid $12.56 an hour to just sit in there and take calls for customers about clothing issues, about adult diapers, about WW whatever. You know what, Mary? You're fucking you're running out of excuses now.
And cruel and think about nothing but money and how to hurt people. I don't like people.
I don't like people either, Mary. I certainly don't like you. But you know what? I like a lot more of these people that I have in my Discord and my chat right now, hundreds of thousands times better than you, Mary, because they don't have any pretensions about their life. Okay? They're not pretending out that there's somebody else that they're not. Okay? These are honest, genuine people in my chat and in my Discord. Honest, genuine people. Something that you have no fucking idea how to be, Mary.
If I could just go and build a cave and live by myself for the rest of my life, I absolutely would. It's pretty hard to get a job when you live with that mindset.
Seems like you've built a pretty good cave already with the darkness that you've surrounded yourself in. And you kind of look like you've already, got the cave woman mentality right now with whatever this is that you got thrown on. You look like something out of like the Flintstones. Oh God.
And but you put your PayPal in there, sure. It was a 2 hour long video. You motherfuckers do 2 hour long videos every day that you put up your PayPal and make money on.
And you know why? Because I have a job. And sometimes $12.56 an hour when you're paying $1,000 a month for rent doesn't quite fucking supplement everything, all right? Mary, I don't like having to, ask money for people, and I don't set any kind of goal for myself. If you want to donate to my stream, that's fine. I'm happy. I'm honestly happy that I was able to provide some content of value that you were willing to consider worthy of donating. And it helps me out, it helps Bobcat out. But Mary, what I will never do is fucking lie to people and say, "Oh, I need money or I'm going to go starve to death." Mary, you're fucking full of shit all the time.
And you don't have hundreds of people coming at you telling you to just get a job. People every day put their PayPals up on their YouTube channels and they don't get attacked for it.
Because I have a job, Mary. Because I have a job and I'm using this as a way of supplementing my income, okay? I'm not using this as my primary source of income. I'm not out here shilling donations from everybody just to try to fucking survive. That's not, doing this exclusively will certainly not pay my rent. And it will certainly not pay my food bill. It will not put food in Bobcat's bowl. It will not put litter in his box. Mary, you need to get a real fucking job now.
Belittled and berated and treated like they don't even deserve to live if they can't get a job. There's a lot of things on this planet that are existing right now without having a job. All the birds, cats, dogs, anything that's not human is allowed to exist on this earth without having a job.
Melanie makes a great point in the chat. Even I was a little mad with this video. Yeah, because you know what, Mary, you're resigning yourself to the fate that you shouldn't have to work at all. everyone needs to do something, okay? Everyone needs to produce some kind of, activity that contributes to the general common good. You don't do that. Maybe, you consider your recycling doing a job. Mary, everybody does recycling. That's, you're just doing it because you're homeless and you're trying to scrape up the cash for your weed and your booze. Children are allowed to exist without jobs, Mary. Marie makes an excellent point. Okay? And we've told you $15 an hour in California. $15 an hour no matter what the fucking job is. You could be working McDonald's, $15 an hour doing the cash register in the drive-through window. You could be working office type jobs, $15 an hour, flipping those digital data hamburgers like I'm telling you about, completing micro tasks, not even talking to customers. $15 an hour versus you cyberbagging. I'd rather take the $15 an hour if I was living in California, to be honest.
Y'all want me to go and get one because I'm a human. All humans have to work.
You know what? That's a good point. I'm going to do a little test. I borrowed these from a friend. So, yeah, it's a little awkward, but let's see here. No, you're still just the same ugly ass human as ever. I wish that you were alien, Mary, because then that would explain your odd fucking behavior. Because you would definitely be not of this earth, Mary. You're human. I'm sorry. Glass has proved it. You are human.
Just because the overlords need money, so all of the fucking worker drones have to go and work. And if it drives you insane and if it kills you, well, that's fine. There'll be a couple more born tomorrow that'll take your place.
Yeah, that's the fact, Mary. If you're not willing to do the job, the company will find somebody else who is, and they'll just say, you know what? We're having a little separation of employment here. We're going to promote you to customer. Okay? I watched many a friend in Apple in the technical support department just, get promoted to customer. 3.5 years I survived in that Apple call center. Not by my skill, but by my skullduggery. Okay?
You don't mean anything to your jobs. You think your boss cares about you?
Of course not. They don't care about me. I'm perfectly happy with that. You know, you got to survive some way, and you got to adapt to survive. Okay? And if you're not willing to play the boss's game, then you don't deserve the boss's paycheck at the end of the week.
He doesn't. She doesn't. If you were to quit your job right now, nobody would give a shit. They would just find somebody else to give the job to.
Yeah, yeah, you're exactly right, Mary. But you know what? I'm going to stick out my job because it's all I've got right now, and I'd rather I have the job than somebody else.
Jobs are consistent. People are replaceable. I'm not a job.
No, jobs are not consistent, Mary. All right? Look at all of the jobs that get phased out and just reduced over time. Okay? There was a Sylvania light bulb factory in my home state of Kentucky, and that got closed because of the energy requirements for light bulbs. They couldn't make the incandescent bulbs anymore. This was a factory that had made bulbs for close to 80 years. Okay? And these were people who in the community were dependent on this job to survive. And guess what? Sylvania didn't want to upgrade that factory so that they could make the energy efficient bulbs. They wanted to make the energy efficient bulbs overseas where it was cheaper for them. They didn't want to pay Kentuckians to make the energy efficient bulbs. They wanted to send it overseas. A whole bunch of people lost their jobs in Kentucky from Sylvania. Okay? Mary, you're full of shit. You're so full of shit today.
I'm a person. PayPal me /Adrasdea if you'd like to help me continue to exist without having a job.
Oh, that just made my blood boil. Just PayPal me /Adrasdea. Well, what are you going to show us for that? And you know what? At this point, we're tired of seeing titties. Can't show us titties anymore. That ain't going to work. You know what? You know what'll help? Show us a job application. Show us that you filled out one job application. Okay? That's how you get unemployment in Colorado. Is you got to fill out job applications, Mary. You want tips? You want tips from your grifter, people, the ones that haven't heard of this channel, haven't heard of AP or any of them else. You want tips? Start putting in applications to get a job, okay, Mary? God damn it. I had to throw this episode together at the last fucking minute. And I got Andrew Ditch waiting backstage, and he is angry as fucking hell because we didn't give him his original pizza logs and his coleslaw salad dressing. So, yeah, you make do with what you got. Anyway, back to the stream here. I got one more video from Jimmy here.
So I can go back to making my regular content, and this will be the beginning of a multi-video series, a multi-video review.
You had regular content, Jimmy? I'm fucking shocked as hell. Because, the last 7 years have just been you and the Eliana channel, all right?
Of the 50th anniversary Satanic Bible by Dr. Michael Aquino, PhD. Dr. Michael Aquino was the head of psychiatric warfare for the U.S. Department of the Army. He was also one of the top-ranking members of the Church of Satan.
Jimmy, are you back to worshiping Satan now? Is that it? Are you back to worshiping Satan now, hoping that he'll grant you your wish? Is it something kind of like going like this?
Oh, hey there, James Robert Clark. How you doing? Would you like $1?
No, Satan, I want Eliana.
Oh, I don't know about that. Are you sure you don't want $1?
I'm sure, Satan, I want Eliana.
Well, you know what? That's a tall order, buddy. I gotta tell you, you know what? Eliana doesn't really want you, and you know what, buddy? I'm just gonna let you have this $1, no questions asked, and I won't even let you. I won't even ask anything of your return for you. You just keep the $1, okay, James? All right, you never bother me again, okay?
But Satan, I want Eliana.
No, James, you're not getting Eliana.
You're not getting Eliana, James. You can have the $1, but you can't have Eliana.
Anton LaVey. There was some love lost between the two, and he eventually did leave and founded his own version of Satanism that is more based on the inner teachings of the original Church of Satan called the Temple of Set. And that's more so what this newer Satanic Bible revolves around. It's more his view of Satanism as he and his followers saw Satanism, or his colleagues, I should say, because what it was is the priesthood of the Church of Satan left to found the Temple of Set. And the other thing is what should be understood. Now, the first the first 4 books, the Book of Satan, Lucifer, Belial, and Leviathan, fictional. They're just like fictional stuff.
Jimmy, are you wondering why I put that particular comment that you left on my video up on the screen tonight? Are you wondering about that particular comment? That you were a part of the Church of the Subgenius and that you were kicked out of them? Because you know what? Buddy, I'm hierarchy in the Church of the Subgenius. I'm able to actually confirm or deny your bullshit. And believe me, I asked them. They had no idea who the fuck you were till they saw your videos, and they're like, holy shit, he thinks he's a subgenius? Well, he's certainly not paid his $35 to Bob. You didn't pay your money to Bob. And you know what? You're such a strong anti-marijuana person. The moment somebody offered you frop, you would freak the fuck out about it. You wouldn't accept it. You would not accept our church, James Robert Clark III. You are a fraud. You're a false Bob.
To me, they're just, these different crown princes of hell, supposedly babbling. That's not what's important to me. Now, as you get deeper into the book, which I will be covering piece by piece by piece by piece by piece, you start
Hit that buttery note of repetition again, James. You're starting to stutter now with your thought process.
to see him giving commentary over the original Satanic Bible, Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible. And he speaks at length about how LaVey rightly stated that the Satanic Bible was obsolete as soon as it was published. And it is true. Because what the Satanic Bible was it was a way to open the minds of the public for more things to come. One of the biggest misconceptions that I'm glad that Dr. Aquino deals with in the book is this idea that Satanists don't believe in God. That is a modern misinterpretation based on the modern stance of the Church of Satan.
Jimmy, God's not granting your wish and Satan's not granting your wish either. Okay? Give it up.
This is not an accurate understanding of the original concepts of Satanism as professed by Anton LaVey and his magic circle. The original concept was, of course, that God is the balance factor in nature. It's very almost not necessarily pantheistic, but deistic interpretation, in the sense that God is that which created and that which sustains reality, but does not care what happens with people on Earth.
Jimmy, best way to describe God's a kid with an ant farm. And he's just the kind of kid who likes to shake the shit out of his ant farm to keep the ants busy, okay? He's not happy when the ants are, settled into a nice little colony, okay? It's weird how we went from, talking, about the parable of the ants and the grasshopper, Aesop's fable and Mary, and yeah, God's a kid with an ant farm. James, you bring out the raw anger in me.
Okay. Now, one of the seeming contradictions.
Yeah, you know what? Melanie's right. LaVey did not teach this. Okay? You're full of shit. Everybody else knows you're full of shit. They don't even have to, they're reminding me that you're full of shit. Okay?
Contradictions in the Church of Satan concept is that there's the belief in God, which is taken care of under Wanted God, Dead or Alive, which Aquino goes over in the book. I'm going to go over it because he actually picks apart the Satanic Bible and gives commentary over it and adds stuff too. And I don't see it as contradicting. I see it as adding on, perhaps, or explaining the original concept.
You're looking for any religion that you can in the hopes that that religion will grant your one wish. Okay? You've asked God and he said no. You've asked Satan and he said no. You've asked Mr. Malorp and Mr. Malorp said, "Hi, I'm Mr. Malorp. Welcome to Malorp Land." You've asked every other deity in the pantheon, and they've all told you no. Jimmy, how many other deities do you have to ask? How many other deities do you have to pester the shit out of before they strike you down with lightning, Jimmy?
Concepts of Satanism a little bit more clearly. So what you need to understand is there's this concept of God, the macrocosm. Anybody that understands Kabbalah or Hinduism, particularly yoga, might understand this more clearly. So,
have you been hanging out in a New Age bookstore, Jimmy? Because it sounds like you have. It sounds like you're just kind of like hanging out in the New Age bookstore looking for any kind of books that you can that help confirm your spiritual delusions.
In Satanism, you still have this concept of the macrocosm, which is God.
Yeah, LaVey did explicitly teach that there are no spiritual deities, okay? LaVey teaches that man is alone in the universe, okay?
Is everywhere and in everything, okay? And then you have the microcosm. We are made in the image of God. Or as Aleister Crowley said, every man and every woman is a star.
You're made in the image of Stuttering John. That's for damn sure. Because Stuttering John looks like your damn father. He looks so much like your damn father that I wonder, is he the real James Robert Clark II? Could that be it, Jimmy? Could it be the fact that Your James Robert Clark II, the person that you thought was your father, maybe isn't? Why, that would make your mom a whore, Jimmy.
Okay? Meaning every man and every woman is a god. And there is nothing that is impossible without God. Meaning every man and every woman is a god, and there is nothing that is impossible without God. Okay? You must remember.
No, okay, you're misquoting, I think, a phrase that Patton had that said, if anything built by God can be overcome, then anything built by man can be overcome. Jimmy, Patton took his army over fucking mountains that Hannibal couldn't, okay? All he needed was a little bit of gas, and he got his troops over those mountains.
That we are made in the likeness of God. We are the microcosm.
God, could you imagine if, if you met God in heaven and he looked exactly like James Robert Clark III?
Of the macrocosm. Okay?
You keep repeating that word macrocosm. Like, like you're not getting enough macros in your diet, it sounds like.
So this is still held in Satanism, but it's very, 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 very vaguely discussed. The way LaVey discusses it, which is accurate, and the Satanic Bible is a very simplistic book, but it's
You're misinterpreting LaVey. All right? How can you understand what LaVey was teaching when you're misinterpreting it? And you're showing us how you're misinterpreting it.
a very necessary book. And what you need to understand about this is it's necessary because it was put in plain and simple language for people not like myself and not like many occultists that understand these things, but for people, the everyday person. It was to bring the everyday person to Satanism. Quite like Aleister Crowley was unable to do with magic. You see, Aleister Crowley, magic is for everyone, according to Aleister Crowley. And he's right. It's like objectivism, like when Ayn Rand says objectivism is for everyone. Same thing is true with magic. Same thing is true with Satanism. So LaVey's plain and simple language is what brought people over to Satanism more easy because they could easily understand these vast concepts that, generally speaking, in these books on Kabbalah and yoga and Eastern mysticism and voodoo and hoodoo and all this stuff, it's outside the level of understanding of the average person.
You're definitely, you're not understanding any of this shit, Jimmy.
Now I'm going to leave this video at here, and I'm going to continue and actually start reviewing the actual 50th anniversary Satanic Bible by Dr. Michael Aquino in my next video and subsequent videos. Thank you.
Thank you, James. You know what? I gotta check just to make sure that you didn't surprise us with any more content on this. God damn it! I'm so mad. $12.56 an hour in Colorado and California, 2022. Mary, you could be making $15 an hour. You got no excuses for this bullshit now. This is bullshit you're doing to yourself, to others, Mary. Let's make sure that you didn't leave any surprise videos, James. No, intro to my review of Dr. Michael Aquino's book. Okay, James, you got to be more on the ball with these reviews. You should have been, boom, right into chapter 1 of your first, of your first book. You gotta put out the content more. So, I don't know what to tell everybody here. I was just so mad that I had to get this episode out of me, rather than try to keep it channeled in. And I'm glad I got this episode out. So. Thank you, everyone, for watching.